Hey, what's up? I'm Joel Madden, and this is Artist Friendly. On this episode, I'm talking with the lead vocalist and guitarist and founder of the Grammy Award-winning multi-platinum band Maroon 5, Adam Levine. Let's go.
Bad times, I don't wanna have bad.
Welcome to the show.
Rancid. I got grounded when I was in like 11th grade. Or no, 10th grade for having a party at my house. And I had Rancid tickets for the whiskey. And I couldn't go.
That was like OG Rancid days at the whiskey.
Yeah, it was like, I remember I got grounded for the whole summer.
Did they stick with it the whole summer you were grounded?
Yeah, they said if I had to go work for my dad, which was fucking torture.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go to Rancid, which was the day school got out. It was Rancid at the whiskey. They grounded me all summer. I mean, I couldn't do shit all summer.
And they stuck to it?
And they stuck to it, and they said if you don't fuck up all summer and you're grounded all summer and you work for your dad all summer. I had no social life, couldn't do anything. And I was like 16, which is like it was horrible.
That's like key prime. Just got your wings.
Yeah.
Flying around. You're going to concerts. You're going to parties. I see it with my kids. They're like teenagers, and that's the age.
They're like that age now.
Yeah.
That's crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
But I remember like it was the worst summer ever, and I was like, yeah, those summers are super important because you're like.
Yeah,
those are formative.
4 or 5 summers as a teenager.
I couldn't go out at all. But I remember I had tickets for Rancid and I couldn't go, and like apparently it was amazing.
Was the party like worth it?
No.
Was it a rager?
No, of course it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Like it's never worth it. I mean, losing your summer is worth one single party. I got in more trouble too than I would have gotten into because I was not good in school.
Neither was I.
Take that for what it is.
ADHD.
Yeah, just
all
horrible.
That shit, yeah.
So I had to go to this tutor, and I had this crazy tutor that was like tutored a bunch of fucked up, kids that weren't doing well in school, like me.
All the fuck ups. All the
fuck ups got in one room. We had this one tutor, and
we're worried about you, Adam.
Yeah, it's bad. And I was going to throw a party, and a kid at the tutor was talking about the party I was going to throw, and my mom was right there. So she's like, "You talking about Adam Levine's house?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's going to be crazy." And I was like, good to know. Pick me up.
So she knew.
So she found out about the party before I threw the party, and I'm like, fuck. And so then I threw the party anyway, which was so lame of me, and like even more of a betrayal of my parents. And so I got my summer was gone.
Do you think that growing up in LA, I always think about this because I feel like we're from Maryland. We're from this really small place in the country, and there was plenty of that too. Like every teenager is trying to have a party. They're trying to go be around each other, and like that's the age.
Yeah.
But do you feel like growing up in LA, you're up against like, I don't know, like too much access versus also just like, I feel like you could get up to some crazy shit here as a teenager.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like I only had that experience. So like,
right.
I can't really compare it to anything else, but LA was definitely a crazy place to grow up. It's crazy. Like you're right. Access is a big thing.
It's a big melting pot of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, but then to a certain degree, like, yes, there's a lot of shit to get into, and I'm sure, but then again, whether it's like Maryland or LA, like you're still teenage fucking angst and shit and trouble is everywhere. So you can get into trouble anywhere at any point when you're a teenager.
But don't you feel don't you feel like the opportunity to get fucked up here in so many different ways?
Sure.
Like you could have been a different story than the success story of a guy who went into the world and built a life, right? In my mind, you're this guy we're around the same age. I think our generation is a different generation. We've had to bridge the gap between analog and digital. Mm-hmm. And so we've had to navigate all that. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But also we're trying to build families. We're actually family guys. We're trying to build families. You're up against enough as it is building a family, period. Mm-hmm. But also we have the careers we have. But then I think, okay, put all that aside. That's the picture of somebody who's succeeded at what they're trying to do against the odds of making it in music or making it in marriage or making it in life, period. It's hard for everyone to grow up in LA where there's access to all kinds of trouble. There's access to you also have outside forces leaning in where like you could have been influenced this way or that way. You have to navigate all that as a person. You could be a different story. You could be addicted to drugs. You could be, I bet, I'm sorry to ramble on, but I think about it and I go, I bet growing up in LA, you knew people who fucking died.
Absolutely. Well, I knew people who died. I knew people who had and came out the other end of serious drug problems too. Like I think parenting and having a good family unit comes into play for sure.
And you feel like you had like,
good parents. I had parents that gave a shit. They were like telling me, hey, these things are bad. These things, stay away from these things. And, just very basic, but mostly just being involved and teaching me about the shit that I could get into that would be bad. And caring and giving a shit was number one. But, yes, I think in a nutshell, if we're painting in broad strokes, for sure, there's more shit to get into in LA. I think that's one of the reasons why we got out of LA with my family, my young, growing family, was that we wanted to avoid. Well, and then we have, that's more complicated because of the whole fame fucking monster and all that. We didn't want to be that also here. But yeah, like it's tricky. LA's really tricky. There's a lot to get into.
And it's funny too, because when you say that fame thing, we're in the same boat. We chose jobs and we love what we do, right? We chose these jobs. And when you're in the bubble of like, I understand everyone listening could say, easy for you to say, or, well, you chose it. I totally get it. I live in the real world.
Yeah.
But we do actually care about what we do. We care about the art we make. I care about everything that I do, from this show to the TV show I do, to the music I make, to the community of artists I interact with. I actually care.
Yeah.
The fame is a byproduct of when things go well, people recognize and look at you. And then all the bullshit that comes with that is what you have to almost like manage as a stressor without complaining, because everyone will just fucking tear you apart. Because I understand the real life struggle of people out there working maybe jobs they don't like.
Of course.
So,
by the way, when I say the fame thing, I'm only saying getting out of LA and moving my family was more just like, we just didn't want that to be another thing.
Yes.
Was going to be kind of gasoline on the fire, which LA, for better or worse, caters to, supports, bolsters those people. But no, you're right. Like we grew up in a time when like you had to do something to have, the fame came after the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so it's a hollow thing. Like I don't care what anybody says. Like it is. Like there's nothing that is meaningful, particularly meaningful about it.
It's just a byproduct.
It is the byproduct of something that you do. Which, by the way, the thing that you do, like you said, you're passionate about what you do. That's the important part.
That's how I see you. That's the impression I've always gotten. And then getting to know you. Obviously, I didn't even know where to start here, but our connecting factor is Benj. You and Benj are very close.
Yeah.
And so I've gotten to know you in person, but I've also gotten to know you through my brother because we are so close. So
your brother, who I love so much.
He's the best.
He's the fucking best. I mean,
And he chooses people really well. He's got a real raw sense of people, and he doesn't give a fuck about what anyone does or who they are. He finds people and he chooses people well, and he loves you and he believes in you, right? And so I've gotten to know you through Benj, but I also always had the impression, like us, like we're serious about the thing we do, whoever likes it, whatever, we care about the work we do. And then all the bullshit that comes with it, some of it's good, some of it's bad, some of it's this, some of it's that. We're not like, woe is me guys. We're just navigating life with what we hope is being authentic to who we are, the good, the bad, whatever. And so like we make decisions like moving our families out of the LA bubble to hopefully a place where they can have some normality away from the fame thing, but they're still touched by it. Like they go.
Of course, you can't avoid it. It's part of your life. You have to explain it to your kid. Eventually, that question comes up and all that, and you're just like, okay,
And then they gotta have their own relationship with it and their own perspective on it, and they'll make sense of it with as little damage as possible.
And also, you have to just keep saying the things, the things that you need to say, like this. And by the way, when I was growing up, the one good thing I'll say about
you had like a front
LA,
row seat.
Sure, I was in it, and I wasn't. I didn't come necessarily from that, but I would see it everywhere,
Yeah.
And it's funny, like my parents would always say the greatest thing they ever did for me, and one of the great things I do think about having grown up in LA, at least that LA, was these people are just people.
Yep.
They pee and poo just like you and me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like they're fucking just people. And some of them are assholes and some of them are cool. And like, but they're
It's the
just
truth.
fucking human beings. And so growing up with that constantly being put into my head was like, okay, cool. So it didn't make me think that it was like just special at face value, which it's not. It's like there's this premium that's put on it just because it's what it is. Just because, hey, I want to be famous when I grow up. You're like, well, in my house, you have to have a fucking reason. That's
Yeah,
what,
you got to have a
like,
you want to be
and hopefully it's a good one.
you want to be well known for doing something.
Exactly.
And-
If you want to be like, that's what I tell my kids. If you want to be known in this world, you got to be known for a reason, and it's got to be a good one.
Yeah.
Helping people, making art, whatever the fuck it is, anything under the sun that is has a positive impact on people. That to me is like, okay, if it warrants that other thing, that byproduct that you're talking about, that's the most important thing.
And be careful with how you judge any sensationalized thing, good or bad. If everybody's joining in, and we see it every day.
Yeah.
Everybody's stoning someone to death, or they're bigging up them for something, and you see both sides.
Well, my first advice would be a fucking marine biologist. My kid the other day was like, I want to be a marine biologist. And I'm like,
Thank
please,
God.
the fucking God, please become that.
Yes.
Like, because you don't want this shit.
Yeah.
So, like that's what I'm saying. It's like,
But if you have to make art,
but if you have to do this and you want recognition for this, remember this other thing will be maybe potentially be a part of that.
yeah.
And if so, it's complicated.
The other perspective I have on LA, because I love LA. I've been here for 24 years, 23 years, whatever. This place gave me a family. It gave me a life. It gave me a career. It gave me so much. I married someone that was raised in LA, and I get that perspective as well. It's very similar to you. Like she grew up with like a fucking legendary singer dad, and she had a different seat, right?
Yeah.
But you're both looking at the same world from different perspectives.
Sure.
Right. So what I took away from it was, if this place doesn't kill you, it makes you resistant and resilient to fame, money, all of it. You've seen it all. You've seen people go up. You've seen people go down. You've seen people get taken out. You've seen people go through all of it. And on the other side of it, you're these real people with actually a really good perspective on like what's valuable.
It's the gauntlet. It puts you through kind of somewhat of a gauntlet. And I feel like you're right. If you survive it, then you are pretty dynamic as a person.
Yeah.
And you can, like you said, you can withstand a lot. And some people don't.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a meat grinder of sorts.
And it is. And on the other side, you are a more resilient person. But also, I think there's something about value. I think another thing about like us, you have an incredible wife. I have an incredible wife. Benj has an incredible wife. There's a through line, right? Our better halves.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's like surviving like the back nine of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And having an amazing partner in that.
But you get to meet someone's partner, and it's easy for us to go out to the world and show people a picture of our perfect family. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who will go through life with us. And my wife has been incredibly supportive, patient, but she's real. She, as much as we're in love, she's also my best friend. She's like my everything partner that has seen me at my best, my worst, all that. When I meet other people's partners, I go, okay, I get it. And that solidifies what I thought about you. Then when I meet your partner, then I see you with my brother and his wife, and I see all the people around. I'm like, oh, all these people are also just real ass.
She's your favorite person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's
the real win.
I know that sounds simple, but it's your favorite person.
Yeah.
And I already know that about you. I know that about Benj. And you can kind of get that sense,
Yeah.
You get that sense from people, and that's important. And look, it ain't fucking perfect for anybody.
No.
But you got to start there.
Yeah.
Like you start with the person in your life that's that person being your favorite.
Yeah. And every time I'm around other couples and it's like Benj and Cam hit like 10 years, I don't know. I just know what that takes. And I just like,
yeah, we just hit 10 too.
Yeah.
10 year last
Congratulations.
year. Yeah. 11 now, almost.
Wow. We're at 15 years married, 19 years together.
That's fucking awesome.
Crazy. We were just
15
talking about
years.
this morning. We were having coffee and she was like, how many years is it? And I'm like, it's 19 years.
That's
It's
amazing.
like, fuck.
That's amazing.
We're lucky.
When we got married the first time, we were like, this was the most fun night of our lives. We got to do it again in 10 years. And then last year we did exactly the same thing. Benj was there.
Little known fact about you guys. Very good karaoke. Very good at karaoke.
Yeah. I'm a karaoke champ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the standouts.
I mean, it's kind of lame because I'm a singer, but you know.
Yeah, but not every singer is good at karaoke. I'm okay. I'm pretty good. I can hang.
I prefer, sometimes I like to rap or something. So it's like, I'm not going to be like that fucking guy.
Yeah.
It's like doing the singing, you know, you're like,
Yeah.
eh.
Yeah, you're good though. It's a good time.
Hey,
Well, let's talk about Maroon 5.
let's talk about Maroon 5.
I usually don't do this, but I was like, I want to like actually look at what you've accomplished.
Oh shit, you got a stat sheet on me?
Just a little.
Let's go.
I think you already know all this stuff, but I
You'd be
think,
shocked because I don't know a lot of it.
okay, so to date, Maroon 5 has sold over 100 million albums and over 750 million singles.
Is that good?
That's fucking insane, bro. That's fucking insane.
Truth be told, in fairness, before we go on with these amazing statistics, I don't
is a
know what
huge
that
compliment.
means. Like, what does that fucking mean anymore? Like, remember, it used to be like, oh, I have a song on the radio and there's the chart. And then now I don't know where to look or what to think of. Or,
It means that over, I would say, when did you guys form Maroon 5?
2002, first album came out.
2002, so over 2 decades, right? Almost 2.5 decades. Over 2 decades, you have consistently created music that the world agrees and that people agree is important enough, relevant enough, and good enough to still be played and still be heard and still be digested by people.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do over 2 decades. That takes hard work, resilience, showing up day in, day out. A career is full of highs and lows. It's full of moments where you go, is this going to work out? And then the older you get, I think you kind of just keep going forward and staying true to like the thing. But a lot of people quit. A lot of people blow it up. A lot of people, it's very hard. So to be able to do, you don't do 100 million plus albums in a year. You do it over 2 decades. It's a huge accomplishment. And I think it gets harder and harder to do. So I think when we think of classic artists, not to say it was easy for them, but it feels more and more unattainable for artists to.
The system is just so fragmented.
Yeah.
Like, I remember it used to be like super simple,
Yeah.
you know, like back in the day, like back in the ancient old times of like you put an album out and there would be like an album.
Yeah.
And then that would go into a store and then someone would buy it. Like those days are long gone.
Yeah.
But like now, even with singles and things, I don't know where to look. I'm like, where do I look? What metric is there really besides honestly what people just decide to download organically, which is great. It's like the music business is in like the best and worst state it's ever been in.
I agree. Yeah.
Because the
really
music
good
business,
things and really bad things.
Yeah, like it's basically now like, do people like the music? There's not really a machine that is guiding the taste of anybody, which I love.
Maroon 5 has earned RIAA certifications, platinum, gold, platinum certifications, multi-platinum, all that, in more than 35 countries and charted 32 records on the Billboard Hot 100. On Spotify, 12 songs have reached over 1 billion streams each. 12 of your songs. That's insane for someone to have one.
Dang.
And Maroon 5 hold the record for the most number ones on the Hot 100 this century by a duo or group. Fucking impressive, bro.
Damn.
Did pretty fucking good.
Yeah, like I said, it gets to a point where it's gotten to a point where it's like, when you say that, I'm like,
It's abstract.
it's abstract. It's hard for me to enjoy those statistics because all I'm thinking of now in 2025 is like, just finished an album. I wonder if that one's gonna like work.
I understand. I understand.
Like-
I totally understand what I
But
take,
that's amazing to hear. It's
right.
amazing to hear.
So why me and Benj like you so much. I was telling him those stats this morning. And we were like, holy shit, dude. The fact that we had to find those stats and read them together and realize it after knowing you is why I like it. Is one of the things I like about you.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
don't-
bring all those stats in the room with you.
Fuck no.
And so I'm saying them to you because
Maybe I should start.
I just think it's cool that we had to look that up,
Yeah, as would I.
you know?
As would I. I know some of it, but like, no, it's crazy. Like, but that's
It's just to be celebrated
yeah, man.
every now and then.
And I'm not good at that.
Yeah.
Which is another probably like we all get along for those reasons. Like we're not like about that really.
Yeah, when everyone's in the room, they're all in the room together, And that's a really nice thing about hanging out with someone who's very successful, but that also is a person. He's a guy. He's just a dude.
Of course.
He's a dude,
yeah,
right?
Like that's being a kid who grew up in LA in the 90s and who was obsessed with a lot of the same music you were obsessed. Like being real and being yourself and being your most authentic version of yourself was like that was like the 90s. It was like, and
it was great.
So that is part of me always. That's not going to stop being a part of me. It's, no matter how pop we lean, you know what I mean? Like it's just going to always be that.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty pop too.
But what does that even mean anymore?
But we do it our own way and I like it.
Pop music I don't even know what, categories now you see them and they're less and less prevalent in music. But my thing was like, I never knew where we fit in when we started. And like pop music now is like, it's literally now become everything.
I think Good Charlotte and Maroon 5 are similar in that way where we never subscribed to any one genre. We got put in a box sometimes, but at the end of the day, if you listen to our songs that are well known, they're all kind of weird and different and like they're
so all good songs are just good songs.
Yeah.
I can't stand like we talked about earlier, like it's being broken down more and more. Like if you look at someone's music library today, like back in the day, it was like, oh, I'm super into like these bands, this vibe. I'm into pop music. I'm into R&B, hip hop. I'm into metal. It was so segregated. Everything was so separate. And it was like it was a club and it was a scene and that was kind of cool and like those days. But now people have like our shit, your shit, fucking Britney Spears.
It's all on the same playlist.
It doesn't like it. And like, so everything's all part of the same kind of zeitgeist, which is kind of nice. Like good songs are just good songs.
That's how I like it. Cause I've always wanted to be able to do whatever the fuck I want.
Well, yeah. And like, if everyone was honest with themselves and didn't need to belong to like a thing, they would realize like, like your hard ass friends that are like, oh, fuck that shit. Or I don't like this shit.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers like certain shit.
Of course.
If you press them hard enough, they'll be like, all right, that's kind of cool. Like your friend that only listens to like Pantera, but then you're like, you kind of like that Maroon 5 song. I fucking know you do. They'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like everyone has their breaking point. Because like I feel like people feel things from different music. So,
well, I think we're in the era of seeing behind the curtain. And everyone is really like, if you're going to go all the way with something, you better be willing to, what I had yesterday on this show, I had Paul Stanley.
Nice. Nicest dude.
I never met him.
Dude.
I don't know him, never met him. But of course, I respect, admire, revere Kiss and what they did. And I don't know, like I was really excited to sit down with them because I never got to experience Kiss in any way and interact with it other than just listening to the music and seeing the branding and always thinking like those guys were ahead of their time. They carved a trail.
Best marketers in the history of the music business.
Yeah, like brand as a band, they had the cartoon, they had all this stuff. And it was a first at the time, right? I don't think there would be a Lady Gaga without Kiss. I don't think there would be a lot of things just in the world that they contributed to kind of like this idea that you could do these things. Now, I get like Bowie is in the same category. There's a bunch of people I would put in the category of trailblazing for like certain reasons, but branding, marketing, all these things and teaching us how to do it. We saw whether you grew up a Kiss fan or not. I just think I got to sit with this guy who's accomplished this amazing feat.
Fucking Paul Stanley from Kiss.
He was so nice.
He's super cool and thoughtful. I have to tell you a story about him, but you keep on.
And he said to me yesterday, he said, we were talking about something and he said, you know what? No secrets is the best way to be. It's the most sustainable way. And I thought about it and I was like, if I'm putting up a front all the time that I'm this tough guy or I'm this or I'm that, I can't sustain that.
No.
Something's going to test me. If I'm the perfect guy, I'm perfect. I got it all figured out. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. So this podcast is not about like perfection. It's just like, this is me, right? Paul Stanley was sitting there and it clicked for me that like that friend you're talking about that only listens to heavy music or that guy who's just gangster, whatever, like it's unsustainable.
It's unsustainable and it's also just not true.
Yeah.
It's just not fucking true.
Like they don't laugh at all, or they don't like think a kitten's cute.
Oh, you've never like experienced any joy ever.
Yeah.
You're just like,
yeah,
it's not possible.
Like we're all just little kids who grew up and had to figure out how to live in an adult world and figure shit out and be serious about some things and figure this out. But like it really hit me yesterday with Paul Stanley. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
you're right. You just
I like
got to be
that.
yourself.
No secrets.
Yeah.
Paul Stanley was so unbelievably sweet. They played they did The Voice one season.
Yeah.
Mike came on and performed, and I was just stoked because it's fucking awesome. I'm watching Kiss and like sitting in the chair and be like, this is crazy. And I'll never forget this. This was the sweetest thing. So at the end of their thing, they broke their shit. They broke their instruments and they tossed a piece out. And I think like it was either Miley or Alicia Keys or one of them got this piece of Paul Stanley's guitar. And I'm like, fuck. I was so, he like went and handed it to her because it broke in and shattered. And then like literally like they're walking off and he like handed it. He's like, you want this? And like tossed it to like, I think it might've been Miley Cyrus. And I was like, that should have been me. I was like, fuck. Like, this fucking sucks. I was so like triggered by it. I don't know why I was so mad. I was
That
like,
belongs
fuck,
to me.
I really wanted that.
I'm
I
actually
was
the
like,
one who
damn
wanted it.
I wanted it more than they did. But it was so funny because probably like months later, like this is now, as it should have been, way out of my mind. Like I'm not like thinking about this anymore. I see Paul Stanley, like I'm with B and we're like at getting coffee or something, like at this like, and I see Paul Stanley and I'm like, hey man, what's up? And he literally I'll never forget this because it was like so thoughtful and sweet. He was like, hey man, like, I know you were bummed you didn't get that piece of that. I swear to God. First of all, I'm like, how did he find out about it?
He
Like,
clocked it.
he's like, I know, I could tell you, it's like, oh man, like you want to have another, he said something nice, but he alluded to that moment. And I was like, that is so crazy, right? Like what a nice
That's fucking
dude
cool.
that he even thought to
fucking
give a
cool.
shit at all about my dumb like teenage moment where I was like,
Our conversation continues in part 2.
Times